Good morning. I am Susan Eileen, and this is Coach Joe. And we are talking about the eighth gift of sobriety, which is courage instead of fear. So there is that famous quote from, I believe, Jack Canfield: "Everything you want is on
Hmm.
the other side of fear." And fear is an acronym that in recovery is face everything and rise. So
Mm.
there is an expression of faking it till you make it, which is actually a pretty terrible suggestion, in my opinion, because you're not addressing any of the root issues that you're faking your way through. I prefer face it till you make it. So if there is, you know, issues or dysfunction that are haunting you in your life, at some point you just need to turn around, look it in the eye, and face it. Like, you need to stop running at some point, because in active addiction, we are running and getting nowhere fast, like hamsters on a wheel. And so
Hmm.
we get stuck in a victim mentality.
Hmm.
Then we're actually more toxic to the people around us than ever. And then we wonder why we're not getting our dream job when we're not in a position where the universe would give us that blessing, because we would just quite honestly, we would spoil it. So several I guess a lot of fear kept me from getting sober for a while. What was I going to do with my time? I knew it would lead to friend breakups. How would I deal with those? um I knew it was going to lead to a divorce. How would I deal with that? And that's where it's just, one day at a time. And I think a lot of these character traits that we're talking about, courage being one of them, is like a muscle. The more you push through your fear, the more courage you're going to feel. You're developing that muscle. You're bypassing the initial distress or cringe or whatever you want to call it. You're pushing past the initial discomfort, the initial inertia that says do things the way you've always done them. And once you come out on the other side, that courage just sort of naturally developed on its own. And
Yeah.
it's a much better mindset. A courageous mindset makes you realize the world is your oyster. A fearful mindset means this is the lot I've been given in life and there's nothing I can do about it. It's
Hmm.
being having that courage is empowering. It's self-empowering. And again, something you probably don't understand because you've never experienced it. I know I hadn't until I was in recovery.
So absolutely, absolutely. So here is rule number one. Okay, what we cannot coach you on, what we can't do is help you make that first step or take that first step. You have to dig your heels in, find that little bit of courage, and say enough is enough. We can't coach that. You've got to make that choice. In the book, in Susan's memoir, Not at a Prada, it took three rock bottoms before Susan Eileen dug her heels in to say enough. Then we
Yes.
started the coaching process. So
Yes.
you've got to bring that
And
determination to the table.
let me just say that each rock bottom, they get
Mhm.
progressively worse.
Mm.
Um, so I guess that's just the nature of rock bottoms. But my first rock bottom was like here, and my second rock bottom was here. And then there's the third rock bottom. But unfortunately, the ultimate rock bottom is death. Quite honestly,
Yeah,
everybody gets sober eventually. Most just do it from the inside of a coffin.
yeah.
So, and it really is that deep when it comes to this topic. So.
And I think part of, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Susan Eileen, but I think part of getting that courage was when you shared with me 5 pictures, and they were 5 individuals from your life that had died
Yeah.
from addiction.
Yes. And it's in my social media memories today that this time last year I went through a stretch of 3 deaths due to addiction. This is an absolute crisis. Two of them were people that I used to hang out with at the bar, and one was, I
Mhm.
think, the parent of one of my friends.
Yeah.
So, but there, and um I guess it's frustrating because it's a lot easier to get sober, for instance, than it is to, say, be a cancer patient and go into remission, or diabetes and go back to the way you were. Recovery, this is in my opinion, we're reaching to a level of almost humanitarian crisis in
Hmm.
this country, but it's also a crisis that actually has a lot of very tangible, doable solutions that don't require a million trips to the Cleveland Clinic or someplace like
Hmm.
that fancy and expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So,
that reinforces the fact that the help is out there. We're here from a
yeah,
recovery coaching standpoint, but you have to be ready and committed
yes.
and dig your heels in, because that's step number one, without
Right. Step
without a
number
doubt.
one is that you realize it's time to take action. Uh, and as Coach Joe said, we can't talk you into that. All you can do is, if, for instance, you've seen me on Instagram or TikTok or Facebook, all you can really do is say, look at me and go, you know what? She did it. I can do it. She obviously has a very happy life without using. Maybe I'll see how the other half lives.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So we have had a lot of fun doing these episodes. We've got a few more coming. It's a 12 gifts of, in total, 12 gifts of sobriety. At the end of this video, you are going to see information about 2 workshops we're doing the first week of January. For dry January, we are going to do one on January 2nd. It's a Tuesday. One on January 4th. It's a Thursday. One's going to be in the afternoon. One's going to be in the evening, Eastern Standard Time. And those are our attempt to explain to you really what that process is about, what the breaking chains process is about. There's 5 tenets to it, with regards to self-awareness, where your focus is, how you're relating to yourself and other people, what actions are you taking, and then being committed to whether it's a 6 month or a 1 year standard coaching engagement, where you have that support, you have some accountability partners, that type of thing. So between us, so I encourage you to take a look at the information at the end of this video. Go out to Eventbrite. The event's going to be free, and you'll walk away with definitely some actionable items that you can start doing right now, um, to make 2024 better than 2023.
yes.
And on that note, we look
Yes.
forward to seeing you next time. Bye.
Yes. Goodbye.